The two snowboarders were in the Fremont Saddle area on the south side of the peaks when the avalanche occurred. One of the men got caught up in the river of snow and was dragged some 500 feet.
The guy that was with him, he held on to a tree and the avalanche went by him and then he got down and got us.
One of the men was able to make it down the mountain and call for help. Before leaving his companion, however, he cleared the snow around him and made sure he could breathe.
Just about 3/4 of the way up the tree, you know what I'm saying? It's like, boom, he's right there.
A Department of Public Safety helicopter was called in, but because of the steep terrain on the peaks, the chopper couldn't land near the stranded snowboarder. Snowcats and snowmobiles were brought in. As the sun started to go down, searchers became worried. Temperatures dropped fast. Another factor, the threat of another avalanche. The snowcat and snowmobiles could only go so far without triggering another snowslide.
One snow ranger from the Arizona Snow Bowl was able to be airlifted to a point above the stranded victim. They were subsequently able to work their way down the avalanche area to get to the victim, where they then stabilized him as best they possibly could.
Rescue crews had to put the badly injured victim onto a toboggan. He was brought down to a waiting snowcat, then airlifted to Flagstaff Medical Center.
Ride the wave! Ride the bike lanes!
This was the message earlier this evening in downtown Flagstaff. Dozens of bicyclists took to the city streets to, as they put it, be heard. Upset over what they perceive as a lack of bicycle lanes in this, the heart of Flagstaff, they say they want their message to be understood.
What's the matter with how the city's got it right now?
It's too dangerous. There's cars on either side, and they open their doors, and two of my friends have been hit.
The cyclists caused some minor traffic delays and caught the attention of onlookers, but order was restored when Flagstaff police came along. Two demonstrators were taken into custody, much to the dismay of their fellow protesters. Officers tried to reason with the group, telling them the best way to make their point is to go right to the top.
Telling us we can't assemble, basically. Our idea was basically to raise an awareness. You know, the bikes have a voice. We showed up to a traffic commission meeting, did a ride like this, showed up, traffic commission called the police on us.
In any event, the cyclists say they won't be satisfied until a new system is implemented, one that pays more attention to two-wheel traffic.
What is it going to take? A martyr, someone to get hit before the city realizes that, hey, you know, maybe we should slow down, maybe we should enforce the traffic, that sort of thing?
Tom Clyde, Channel 2 News.
Like any good event, today's bed races in downtown Flagstaff kicked off with a parade.
What's up?
It made for a great opportunity for the more than 45 teams taking part to show off their personalized racing beds. Even members of the Phoenix Suns organization got in on the act, although they saved the gorilla for the actual races.
On your marks, get set.
Finally, after months of planning and practicing, first Flagstaff bed races were off and running. The idea really pretty simple, be the first team to cross the finish line. But it's the obstacle course that gave most teams problems. Even the Suns gorilla, normally quite agile, had a tough time getting his furry feet in the boards. A good crowd lined the streets in front of City Hall as team after team raced. And others lost, including, sorry to say, our own Channel 2 News team. After 5 rounds, a few pit stops so the pit crew could repair the obstacle course, and the elimination of dozens of teams, it all came down to one last race. The Northern Arizona Association of Realtors and U.S. West Direct with the Air Force ROTC runners. In the end, the team from the Northern Arizona Realtors took home the trophy and a trip to Hawaii next April to take part in the international competition.
On any other Saturday, the more than 60 teenagers in this room might be playing football. The girls might be shopping, maybe hanging out with friends. Today, though, each and every one of these juniors and seniors chose to spend the day at City Hall, taking part in a youth forum put on by Seroptimus. One of the issues they dealt with today, prejudice.
Every one of you is going to have a label on your head. Okay? We're going to have a little sticky on your head. Now, you're not going to know what your label says.
Those labels identified the students as an airhead. Some didn't speak English. Others had AIDS, or a sticker telling everyone else, "Ignore me." Some were labeled as good-looking, and the final group was stuck with "I smell bad." From there, each group spent about 10 minutes talking about the O.J. Simpson case, interacting with these various conditions. Here's a group trying to deal with someone unable to speak English.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Sí?
Mike.
How are you?
When the time was up, the students were allowed to see their own labels and share what they'd experienced. This student was an airhead.
If you say something, they'd act like you were, you know what a trial is? Yeah? O.J. Simpson, he plays football. Like, they're totally stupid, but it's kind of hard to communicate to people when they don't take you seriously at all. They're like, okay.
James Chavez was labeled as having AIDS.
I kept hitting on the good-looking girl, and she kept backing away. And I asked her out, and she's all, "Are you going to sneeze on me?"
Organizers of today's forum hope not only that these kids leave with a better understanding of issues like this, but also that they'll take that understanding and share it with others. Shelley Watkins, Channel 2 News.
Death is not the end of life, but the beginning of a new life for those who believe in the life and the death and the resurrection of your Son, Jesus Christ.
Dean Treadway devoted his life to his profession. For 32 years he served as a firefighter. The city of Flagstaff was fortunate enough to have Dean as its fire chief for more than 13 of those years.
Being Dean's friend meant that he knew the two most important loves in his life, his family and being a firefighter.